Thousands of people have already watched that video showing a heated confrontation that many describe as racially charged. Tonight, both the man behind the camera and the woman in front of it are speaking only to News 4's Checky Beckford, who joins us live from the site of that squabble in Central Park. Checky.
Well, Stefan, it started with a dispute over an unleashed dog and ended with a woman frantically calling 911, claiming she was being threatened, even though video didn't appear to show that happening. Well, tonight we spoke both to that man and to the woman who basically said what she did was unacceptable and wants to apologize.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to me.
It's a Central Park confrontation marked with racial undertones that's gone viral.
Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
At some point, she decided that, I'm going to play the race card, I guess.
Christian Cooper, an avid bird watcher, says he started recording after telling the woman her dog needed to be leashed at all times in an area known as the Ramble in Central Park.
If the habitat is destroyed, we won't be able to go there to see birds, to enjoy the plantings.
When the woman refused, he offered the dog a treat.
The only way they can keep the dog from eating the treats is to put it on the leash.
That's when, he says, she roughly grabbed the dog by the collar, told him to stop recording, and called police, referring several times to being threatened by, quote, an African-American man.
There is an African-American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
Though Cooper does not appear to move any closer to the woman, her call becomes even more frantic.
I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Cooper says he kept on recording because he had no intention of being intimidated.
I'm not going to participate in my own dehumanization. I'm not going to feed into this. We live in an age of Ahmaud Arbery where, black men are shot, gunned down because of the presumptions that people make about.
He stopped recording, walking away as soon as she leashed the dog.
Thank you.
Tonight, this woman, Amy Cooper, no relation to Christian, told News 4 she overreacted.
It's unacceptable. And words are just words, and I can't undo what I did. But I sincerely and humbly apologize to everyone, especially to that man, his family.
Amy apologized during our call, but also claimed that Cooper was screaming, that she felt threatened and didn't know what was in the dog treats. She says she regrets calling the police.
The police, I think of them as a protection agency. And unfortunately, this has caused me to realize that there are so many people in this country that don't have that luxury.
Now, again, Christian Cooper left shortly after that altercation. Police say they did respond to the 911 call, but just chalked it up to a verbal dispute. No complaint was filed. As for Amy Cooper, her employer, Franklin Templeton, a financial firm, tweeting out tonight that they don't condone racism of any kind and that they are investigating. Meanwhile, she has been placed on administrative leave. We're live at Central Park tonight. Checky Beckford, News 4 New York.
What's up, Facebook family, and welcome to another video from On the Gram TV, where we discuss provocative and informative topics that are impacting our community. So you just saw the video of a white woman in Central Park that called the police on a black man who was not threatening, who was not violent in any sense of the word, although she described him as that. And as we saw in the video, that was not the case. But I ask you, how many times have we seen this narrative played out? Do you remember Bob Marley's granddaughter when she rented the Airbnb and the white neighbor called the police on her? She wasn't doing anything illegal. How about when the young brothers, black men, rented an Airbnb and the white lady called the cops on them? They weren't doing anything illegally. Then we got a situation in Georgia where a white woman followed a black man because he was babysitting two white children. And the cop had the audacity to even question the kids about whether or not he was telling the truth. Remember that? And I know we all remember Permit Patty called the police on a young black kid for selling water. That happened in San Francisco. And how about Cornerstone, Carolyn, where the black child whose backpack grazed her called the police on the young man and said that he grabbed her ass. We all remember that, right? And then there was Golf Court Gail that called the police on a black man who was at his child's soccer game. All the man was doing was cheering his child on. Wasn't doing anything illegal. And then I know we all remember the lady, the white woman that called the cops on two black men that were just grilling in the park. See, this has become a repeated narrative. And there's some people that say, oh, why you do this and why you complaining and that. And I mean, some people act like this is not occurring. How are black people supposed to feel about this? How am I, as a black man, supposed to feel about this? It's like I said in a previous video, I walk into the store, I try to stay as far as away from a white woman as possible because of this very reason. Where black men or black people are non-threatening, not doing anything illegal, and white women feel a need to call the police. It's like they're using the police as their own personal racism valids. How can anybody deny this? It's occurring over and over and over again. So this is one of the dynamics that is causing me as a black man to feel like these injustices and racial profiling and just straight up blatant racism is not being dealt with, is not being acknowledged. And I'm calling out the white people too. When are we going to stand up against these injustices? We see them all the time. It's almost like we've been conditioned to watch these things occur and carry on with our normal lives like, oh well, that's just the way it is. Well, I don't believe that's just the way it should be. I don't believe it's right. I believe that these women, when they do this, they should be arrested for filing a false claim, making a false call, wasting taxpayers' dollars, wasting the police officer's time, and they could have been addressing a real issue of rape or murder or something of that nature. But yet, all they do is apologize, and we've seen that in every one of these cases that I've just prescribed. After the fact, they come out and apologize and say, oh, I was so wrong, and I now see how black people feel. And I mean, it's the same narrative over and over and over again. So I'm calling on white people, I'm calling on black people, I'm calling on all people to stand up and do what's right. To search every moral fiber in your body and stop justifying and ignoring these situations. We got to stand. United we stand, divided we fall. And as long as we continue to allow these situations to occur, they're going to keep reoccurring. So I'm calling all people to stand on what's right and come together, because united we stand and divided we fall. Peace.